Hey everyone, Dan here from Your Guitar Academy and welcome back to lesson 2 of our Jimi Hendrix course. Now, what we're going to be doing today is adding 2 more licks to our riff. And again, the real focus is being able to jump from that rhythm, that tight rhythm section, over to an epic riff and then back down again. So you kind of go lick, riff, and all the while retaining this sense of rhythm and groove. Okay, that's really what makes Hendrix's playing so special, that he can combine those 2 elements without kind of losing track. So pick up your guitars when ready and let's get started. Okay, so if you've just joined us, then don't forget that you can get all of the lesson write-ups, interactive tab and fretboard diagrams over on the website, and we'll post the links in the description and in the video. Also, if you're enjoying this video so far, please do give us a like and subscribe, as well as leave us a comment. We do our absolute best to make sure that we answer every single comment, and certainly we'll get back to any questions you've got about the lesson. Finally, if you're on Instagram and you want to tag us to share your progress, then please do so at Your Guitar Academy. We can't wait to see how you're getting on with this course. Right then guys, so lick number 3 again comes in that gap between the riffs. So we'll hit this riff, and then we're going to do lick number 3. So let's just do it with gain first. Okay, so I'll do the riff first and then into lick number 3. Okay, so that's the riff, right? So this one is down in this pentatonic box 1 in the open position, as we learned in the previous lesson. Okay. Now, what we're doing here really is just aggressive style. And I'm going to give you a few options that you can add to this to make it even more Hendrix if you want to go for it. But basically what we're doing is on the 3rd beat of the bar, we're going to grab the 2nd fret of the G string. We're going to bend it up. Okay, and that is a nasty bend for anyone trying that. Honestly, we've got to really go for that, okay? We're trying to bend up a whole tone, so that's from there to there. And I would highly recommend trying to get your 2nd finger on that with your 1st finger behind it. And you just got to really go for it. There's no kind of easy way out of that. You've just got to dig in and just push that bend up as hard as you can. Really make sure that you are digging in. You know, if you're in doubt, then have a little look at those fingers. They are fully, you can see the dent in nose is real. That's what's happening. So we're going to bend that up. Oh. And then we're going to do it again, but this time just a half bend and up and down. Okay, so we do the big bend and then bend up, down, pull off. Then we're going to come down to the 2nd fret, okay, and then pull off the 2nd fret as well. Okay, so we get. Okay, that's the rhythm, I should say. Okay, so the 2nd bend is kind of like a pre-bend. Or if you imagine, if you want to keep it really simple for yourself, just bend up the 1st one and then just pluck that again and bring it back down, pull off, 2nd fret, open string. So we get, in terms of if you'd have just done it without the bend, it'll sound like that. With the bend, like that. Okay, so it's a little bit fiddly, but a really, really cool lick to add, okay? And the most important thing is that you add the aggression, you add in the, what's the best way to describe it? The intensity here to make it sound like this. Okay, so just look at that right hand. It's not this, it's this. So I'm very much working with the idea that with the rest of my hand, I'm trusting that that's just holding up the rest of the strings. So, you know, the rest of the guitar is kind of muted. So when I hit this, that note there, I can afford to hit more of the strings than just the G string because I'm muting the rest of them with my hand. And the same as I pick through it. So pick, pick, pull off, pick, and again you can see I'm attacking that, so I'm going to hit more than just the E, I'm just going to hit more than just the D string. I'm going to hit the other strings around it as well, but doing the work to block it off here. Okay, so we get... Okay, and I would say that if you've never done anything like that before, then that's going to sound like a real mess when you first start doing that. Anything where you're strumming more than one string but only hitting one note is going to take practice, okay, if you've never done it before. So I would really strongly recommend just accepting that it's going to sound a little bit like kind of this, and you're going to get strings ringing out, but just as you hear them, adjust. So you might start by hitting like that, but then just adjust, and gradually your hand kind of catches up with what you want it to do. Okay, but it is a process, a couple of weeks really to get that down to some extent. Okay, so that's your first lick, and if you want to take that lick and make it even more Hendrixy, you could do this. I'll do it again. Okay, basically the idea is that you use the pickup selector to create a kind of wah-wah effect. So there's no wah-wah pedal here. I'm literally, as I hit the chord, watch my right hand, I pull the pickup selector back down, okay? So I hit the chord, pull the selector back down. And as I just go between the neck and the bridge pickup, it creates a wah-wah effect. Like that. Hendrix uses that all the time. So here, you probably don't have time for too much back and forth because you only got 2 beats basically, but you can do it once or twice. Like that, okay? If I put it in context with the riff, first of all without that fancy bit, and then with that, this is 60 BPM by the way guys. And now with the fancy bit. 2 and... You just got to watch where your pickup selector is. I'll do it again. 2. And so on, okay? So that's, I'd say for the guys who are a bit more advanced and obviously have that lick all day long, then try and add that to it as well. It's a super fun little trick to add to that. Now, at that point, we want to add lick number 4. So again, we come back to that riff. So again, we're going from this kind of aggressive lead kind of part, which in this instance started on beat number 3. So the previous lick started on, there was one on the first beat 1 and we had one on the 3 E and now we got one on beat number 3. And hopefully you can start seeing that the more you vary that beat placement, the lick, where you put the lick on what beat, the more variety you're going to get in this style, okay? And this will be a theme of the whole course as we go through it. Now, we're now going to do this lick. Okay, I'll put it in context with the it's kind of like a Hey Joe style lick, right? So 2. We're going to be doing that, okay? So let's just go through this lick, and it's important to understand that we're also using a new pentatonic shape box here, because we're adding box 2 to box 1. So we've got box 1 here, and now we're adding box 2. Okay? Okay, so this is important whenever you learn a lick, that you can relate it to a box or an arpeggio or a chord or whatever it is, so that you can then take it out. You're not just learning something in parrot fashion that's only usable here. The point of this course, and as you'll see from the final unit, is your ability to take this stuff and use it for yourself. So here what we're doing is we're starting with this, I call it Hey Joe stuff, but this is kind of Muddy Waters all day long. Johnny Lee Hooker, this is where that all kind of comes from. And Jimi Hendrix just added the fuzz and the style, right? Although those guys had bags of that style as well. So, we're sliding from the 3rd fret to the 5th fret on the B string with an open E string. Gives us a nice unison sound because that's E and E, okay? Then we're going to come back to the 3rd fret and keep that open E string. Okay, so slide and then play. Then we're going to be doing this kind of grace note slide, so a very quick slide where we're going from the 4th fret to the 2nd fret on the G string, very quickly, within the same beat. So it's not one and, it's just one. So, okay, then pull off, and then 2nd fret on the D string and pull off to the open D string. And again, it comes in on the 3rd beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Slow down a bit more. Okay, like that. So that's your 4th lick. Okay, so when you put it with the drums, and we'll do it clean for now, and with the riff, we get. Do it again. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So we've now got 2 more licks which demonstrate how you might jump from like a riff or a chord part. You might even just be doing a chord part that's just like. And then you want to just jump into these little licks, these little aggressive parts. It's all about the rhythm, guys. It's all about learning what beat am I going on. You know, am I going? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2. You know, whatever lick I'm playing, when am I going? And learning the different beats to go on is a huge, huge part of that, okay? So let me just put lick 3 and 4 together for you with the riff, okay? And I'll do it with a bit of gain and at 60 BPM again. Sounds like this. 3, 4. 2, 3. And there we have it. So that is your task, to try and get that together as well as you can. Try and put also lick 1 and lick 2 together with that, although we'll cover that more in the next lesson as well. Okay, so thanks again for watching. When you're ready, please go ahead and click on the next lesson, which you'll be able to find right here. Or if you want to start from the beginning of the playlist, you can find the whole thing right here. Finally, please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, as well as leave us comments and feedback about the lesson. We really appreciate that, and I'll see you next time.